Thank you. Good morning. I'm Councillor Diane Donaldson, and I'll be chairing this hearing of Subcommittee B of the Licensing and Public Protection Committee of Birmingham City Council. Before we start, can you all please mute your microphones for the moment in order to improve the sound quality whilst I outline the procedure? Can you also turn off your cameras with the exception of committee members unless you're the person speaking? This is to reduce bandwidth. Committee members will have their cameras switched on throughout the hearing. Could everyone attending today's meeting please put their mobile phones on silent and ensure they're situated in a room or environment which is free from distractions or any unnecessary noise emanating from radios, TVs, etc. Thank you for that. I'm speaking slowly and clearly so everyone can follow. It is vitally important, for what I hope are obvious reasons, that those attending the meeting and making representations are able to hear me and members of my subcommittee and officers. Any distractions brought to my attention could result in the meeting being suspended temporarily or to another date and time under the regulations for these types of meetings. I also confirm this is a public meeting and therefore being live streamed on the City Council's website in order that the general public can view it. I advise this meeting will be webcast for live or subsequent broadcast via the Council's meeting YouTube site, details of which can be found in the agenda. And that members of the press public may record or take photographs, except where they are confidential or exempt items. Members are reminded they must declare all relevant pecuniary and other registrable interests arising from any business to be discussed at this meeting. If a disclosable pecuniary interest is declared, a member must not participate in any other discussion or vote on the matter and must not remain in the room unless they have been granted a dispensation. If other registrable interests are declared, a member may speak on the matter only if members of the public are allowed to speak at the meeting, but otherwise must not take part in any discussion or vote on the matter and must not remain in the room unless they have been granted a dispensation. Information on the Local Government Association's Model Councillor Code of Conduct is set out via the link, which can also be found in the agenda. This includes Appendix 1, an interest flowchart, which provides a simple guide to declaring interest at meetings. No apologies were submitted for today's meeting. We've just got some minutes to agree. Can we note the public part of the minutes of the meeting held on the 20th of October 2022?
Agreed.
At 1000 hours.
Agreed.
Thank you, that's agreed. And also to note and sign the minutes of the meeting held on the 15th of November 2022 at 1200 hours.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Agreed, Chair.
Thank you. Can I welcome you to this hearing for a review of the premises licence in respect of Premier 393 Summer Lane, Newtown, Birmingham, B19 3pm. I'll begin with some introductions. My name is Councillor Diane Donaldson and I'm chairing this meeting of the Licensing Subcommittee. With me are other members of the subcommittee, Councillor Sadat Mia and Councillor Adam Higgs. Also present in the meeting are the following officers. Licensing Officer David Kennedy.
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning. Committee Manager Katie Townsend.
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning. Committee Lawyer Joanne Swampillai.
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning. Could I ask all parties to identify themselves, please? Firstly, the applicant, Chris Jones, West Midlands Police.
Good morning, Chair, Councillors. Chris Jones, West Midlands Police Licensing Officer.
Good morning. And next, the premises licence holder representative, Duncan Craig, Barrister.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, everybody else.
Good morning, Mr. Craig. And Mr. Raj Kumar.
He's not with me, Chair.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'm instructed. I'm fully instructed.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Craig. Could I ask if there are any persons making representation wishes to withdraw their representations at this stage of the hearing?
Chair, no, thank you.
Thank you. Before I outline the procedural rules, does anyone wish to make any preliminary points at this stage? If so, please indicate that you wish to raise a point by typing speak into the chat function or using the raise a hand function now.
Chair, it's been a while since I did a hearing at Birmingham. I've not got the, you'll be all too familiar with this, I'm sure. I've not got the chat function enabled at the moment. I seem to have sporadic problems with it. Can I just make an application, please, if I may? I have been in discussions with West Midlands Police. So originally I was instructed in relation to the crane, and I had to withdraw because of for professional reasons. I had to withdraw from that case. But around that time, I was in discussions with Chris Jones from West Midlands Police, and we both agreed. Obviously, any application is subject to your determination, but we both agreed in the circumstances, given the amount of work that would be involved in that for both of us, that it would be sensible if the committee were minded to just bat this matter off a little bit. If you three councillors are dealing with the crane later, I'm sure you will understand how I came to that conclusion. I know there's a lot involved with it, and so we reached that position. I don't know, a week or so ago, there or thereabouts. Now, then I had to withdraw, but I spoke to Chris about it afterwards, and we still agreed it was sensible because, first of all, he was obviously having to focus on that. But also, from my point of view, there were some further documents that had come in from the police that I would need to take instructions on directly with my client. And I'd already stood my client down from the hearing today. He's got a family commitment that he could have got out of. But anyway, we've agreed on that position. I am instructed if we are seeking to proceed. But I would need, it would be better from the licence holder's point of view, if I was in a position to take his instructions on the further evidence, but equally, obviously, we've got an agreed position with West Midlands Police. I understand from Mr. Kennedy, from speaking to him last week, that there is a provisional date of the 31st, which is a week today. So we're not booting it off into the long grass. It's just a simple week's adjournment. So for all those reasons, I would be grateful for an indication for West Midlands Police, but I think in the circumstances, given everything and all that I've said, it would be sensible just to bat this off for a week and for the hearing to be conducted next week. So that's the application. I don't know if I can assist you any further at this stage.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gregg. Right, I will assume that all parties have read and understood the Licensing Committee's procedural rules sent out with the notice of today's hearing. Please note that given the nature of today's proceedings, I may at my discretion amend the procedural rules to reflect the fact that this meeting is taking place online.
Chair, David Kennedy's got his hand up.
Oh, sorry, David,
Yeah.
I didn't notice. Sorry,
Chair,
yes, would you like to come?
So now that there's been an application made to adjourn the matter till next Tuesday, if you'd like to seek the views of West Midlands Police as to whether they're content or in agreement for the matter to be adjourned to next Tuesday. If they are, then the committee merely needs to deliberate and decide whether to adjourn the matter till next Tuesday.
Fine, okay, we'll go into private session and deliberate.
Sorry, Chair, if we could just have confirmation from Chris Jones as to the police's stance on the matter.
Mr. Jones?
Chair, yeah, absolutely, fully support the adjournment for the reasons Mr. Craig has stated.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to the private session. Thank you. Okay, welcome back to the meeting for Premier 393 Summer Lane, Newtown, Birmingham 193PL. Just to confirm that we've deliberated and come to the decision to adjourn the hearing for the crane. It will now be held on Tuesday, the 31st of January at 10 a.m. on Microsoft Teams. Thank you.
Thank you all. I'll see you on the 31st. Thank you very much.
So, sorry, Chair. I think you mentioned the crane. It's actually Premier Supermarket that's adjourned.
Yeah.
That is adjourned till 10 a.m. on next Tuesday. The crane is still listed for 12 o'clock today. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Well spotted.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Cheers.
Thank you.